All right, guys, I was waiting to record this until I felt a little bit better. If I sound nasally, I apologize. I'm a little sick. But just want to do this year's recap and what we're thankful for at the gym going into 2024. So this is a little bit of a humble brag. Remember, guys, even though I'm bragging about my gym, if another gym owner is taking this as because my gym is doing well, that means I'm automatically throwing shade at you. Please don't. We don't need that kind of negativity or drama in our life. If you are training at a gym like that, come check out another positive gym. There are some amazing gyms in the Syracuse area. Okay, so things that I wanted to touch on here. So for part of the humble brag, guys, we are well into the 450, 460 membership area finally, which is absolutely incredible 2 years in. So you guys have to understand, I never thought we would ever be this big, especially in the Syracuse area when you start looking at population densities. Also, when I opened up my gym, we basically went from the Syracuse area only having 3 jiu-jitsu schools, period, to now I think we have 7 or 8, which is awesome to see the growth of the sport, and that the Syracuse area has like this want for grappling, which is super cool to see. So the fact that all these gyms are flourishing and our gym is absolutely destroying it is awesome. And then some of the other things that we've been able to program with. So we've been with TLMA since the start of our gym, and we've still been able to sponsor memberships selling TLMA gear for the last 2 years. It's been a pleasure working with Jeff and watching the TLMA program grow, and it's cool to feel like a part of that. We were one of their first people that they were selling gear through, and it's been a pleasure doing that. Something else that we've been able to do at the gym is our non-for-profit. So the Haven Initiative. We've been partnered with the Syracuse PAL Association, and now we've been able to partner with another community center, and we're hoping to start to get into some more schools locally. So if you guys have any connections with local schools in Syracuse that could help us bring our program to them, that would be great. Please reach out. But it's been awesome. We've probably had, through the Syracuse PAL Association, probably over 100 kids go through the program. So obviously it's geared towards kids and changing kids' perception of how law enforcement is in the area. But something I wasn't expecting is changing the perception of the parents. So it's been pretty amazing to watch through each one of these. Parents are coming in nervous. They're not exactly sure what to expect. And then by the time it's done, the kids have made friends with the officers, and we try to represent as many local police departments as possible. Usually we have 20 or 30 officers at these things. And the parents leave going, man, I didn't know some of these officers were so cool. So it's been really amazing to see some of the changes that the Haven Initiative has been able to do, and hopefully we can continue to grow that program going into 2024. Another thing that I wanted to kind of humble brag about at the gym. So you guys have to understand that Syracuse has had a very good competition jiu-jitsu scene for a very long time. Okay, we've had jiu-jitsu here probably longer than most areas, and like I was talking about before, even though Syracuse doesn't have a huge population density compared to other major areas, we have a lot of very good grapplers in the area. An example would be April Parks, who arguably is probably one of the best female competitors of all time, comes from the Syracuse area, which is awesome. So that being said, it's been pretty cool. Since we've been open, my students, we've had more people podium at Worlds and Masters Worlds than all the gyms in the area combined for as long as jiu-jitsu has been in this area. So you guys have to understand, jiu-jitsu's been in the area for 20 plus years, and in 2 years and a few months, we've managed to put more people on podium at these world events than all of them combined ever. Like, this isn't a knock on them. That's truly amazing that jiu-jitsu has been in this area this long, and the gym is doing so well that we're racking up these kind of numbers at tournament. In Grappling Industries, as you guys have seen that we posted, we're ranked number 9th in North America, number 15th in the world, and I really do think we can get that number 1 spot over the next year or two, which would be so cool. Really, really cool. One of the other things, guys, that I wanted to talk about too is our study that we're doing with the Syracuse Police Department, and it also looks like with the Onondaga Sheriff's Department next year. We've had 4 amazing academies, and some of the things that we've been able to talk about with staff and things like that is we've been able to show an increased command presence from some of the survey data. We've had at least it looks like on paper anyways, until we publish, we got to get more data, but it looks like we've been able to reduce injuries during the academy, which is pretty amazing. And we're starting to get to the point where we can start to get longitudinal data for the officers that have been through the program. It's unreal. If I would never in a million years, guys, thought that I was going to be teaching at all these academies, and they need police officers so bad. I never thought I'd be 4 academies in 2 years, and we will probably do another 2 to 4 academies in next year alone, which is awesome that we get to make such an impact on the jiu-jitsu scene for law enforcement. We have law enforcement officers that are members here traveling from Rochester, Binghamton. I mean, we've basically, you can draw like an hour to an hour and a half bubble around where the gym is, and we have law enforcement that make that travel 2 to 3 times a week. It's incredible, incredible. So love seeing that. One of the other things that I've been really proud of is we were the first gym in the area to have a dedicated women's program. And it was really cool that after some of the other local gyms, not even just in Syracuse, but some of the gyms who knew about me and things like that, they also started their women's program because they saw how well ours were doing. Now, maybe timing was just right, because I remember bringing this up several times at the place that I trained at before, like, hey, we need to get a good women's program going, good women's program. It just might not have been the time. Like, jiu-jitsu is on the rise. But it has been really cool to see very successful women's programs, not just at our gym, but now at other gyms. It's awesome to see, right? Awesome to see. And one of the other things, guys, that I wanted to talk about is never in a million years did I think that doing all the law enforcement academies would lead me to being an expert witness in self-defense cases. Never was on my radar. It's super cool. I'm looking to basically start brushing up more with Force Science and other accreditations to see how far we can go with that. It'd be very cool if we could develop a program here with our instructors where they could be expert witnesses moving forward for different cases. And then lastly, guys, our affiliation program. Everybody knows I want my guys to branch out and open their own programs as much as possible. It just broadens our brand and makes our family that much bigger. We should not be trying to maintain everything here at a central hub. I want everything to grow as far and wide as we can. So it's been really cool to watch some of our guys go out and start their small kind of homegrown programs in different areas, like Ryan with his Auburn one. And then it looks like, guys, that we're going to have a couple more popping up next year, which is really cool. So if some of you, like I was talking before, are making that long drive here, hopefully we can keep expanding the area, guys, so you won't have to travel so far here, and you can travel with some of the other great instructors that we have here opening programs around the area. So it's been awesome to watch our affiliation program grow. And that being said, literally none of this would be possible at all without my amazing members. So this is a big thank you to all the students. I bust your balls constantly. I'm hard on you guys. But thank you for going with that and making Haven basically the gym that it is. Like, without you guys, we wouldn't have an association through the IBJJF. We're the first one in Syracuse history to not be underneath somebody else. We are Syracuse's first IBJJF affiliation, which is really, really cool. A lot of firsts for us in this area, guys. Something that we will keep trying to strive for in other areas for jiu-jitsu. And we will keep donating to different causes. I gotta thank, guys, I probably am not gonna thank enough people. Like, I have a list here, and I know I'm forgetting people, so if I forgot to thank you guys, I apologize. But Mike McCarty has been great. We did a Baldwinsville toy drive here, and Mike brought in probably more toys than everybody else combined who was bringing in toys. It was really awesome. It's one of those programs here where all the toys are delivered and stay in Baldwinsville, so it was very, very cool to see. And that's just one of the thousands of non-for-profits that we've been working with this year. And like I said, guys, comes back to the members. If I didn't have as many members as we have, I would not have the resources to do as much community outreach as we do. And you guys have heard me talk about this before. Instead of spending tons and tons of money on ads, I like taking that money and reinvesting it into the community. So guys, couldn't be here without you. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see where we go in 2024. I've got a lot of things planned. Whether we can get to it all, I don't know. We're stretched. We work pretty hard, stretched pretty thin right now. But you guys know I'm going to grind and get after it as much as we can. And I wouldn't rather do it with anybody else besides you guys. So thank you so much. Have a happy New Year's. Cannot wait to see you guys in 2024. Stay excited for our black belts coming up also. Also pretty cool that we're going to have our first 4 black belts out of Haven. Few of these guys I've had from white to black and have been training with for 15, 16 years. Pretty awesome. All right. See you guys. Thanks for listening. Have a great New Year.